Hello friends, we welcome all of you in my RF channel. Today's our topic is VoLTE architecture and its component functioning. Okay, and we will try to know how many components are there which are different from 4G architecture as I discussed in my previous video. So before starting this video, if you are new on my channel, please subscribe this channel and don't forget to press bell icon. Okay, so let's start. Here you can see in this picture at the starting. Here this part is the user equipment, that is handset, and this part is radio LTE network, that is core network, and this right part is used for VoLTE, that is IMS core SIP and voice core PSTN. Okay, I already discussed about all the components of 4G architecture, that is UE, eNodeB, MME, Serving Gateway, HSS and PGW. Now we will discuss about all components of VoLTE architecture. Okay, here you can see this is the SIM, that is UICC, Universal Integrated Circuits, and this is SIP, which is called in mobile SIP. Okay, SIP user agent, we call it SIP in VoLTE, SIP user agent. Here BGCF stands for breakout gateway control function. MRF, here you can see green box, MRF stands for media resource function. PCRF stands for policy and charging rules. Here you can see policy and PCRF, policy and charging rules. MGCF, here you can see MGCF means media gateway control function. TRGW means transition gateway. IMS MGW IP multimedia. IMS MGW means IP multimedia gateway function. Okay, now I am going to simplify this moving ahead, and you will able to understand every individual component. Okay, so we start. Here you can see, as we discussed in 4G architecture view, this is a 4G architecture, and at the down you can see 4 VoLTE. Okay, this is the VoLTE pictorial view. We will start with high level concept of LT network and stitch it together with IMS. This is typical LTE network which provides high speed internet access. Okay, high internet is speed internet access, traffic flow all way from mobile handset to eNodeB to serving gateway to PGW and internet. Okay, UE, eNodeB to serving gateway to PGW, and PGW to via the SGI interface it goes to internet. Okay, signaling is controlled by MME. Here signaling is controlled by MME and PGW, MME via SGW and PGW. Okay, with support of HSS and PCRF. Now LTE network is a part of evolved packet system. As here you can see in the diagram, IMS core is directly connected to PGW. As here we can see in this IMS core network is directly connected to PGW. Okay, this is connected over SGI interface. For LTE network, IMS or SIP traffic is just another payload similar to internet traffic. LTE PGW does not decode or interfere this traffic. Okay, and this is used as carrier for accessing IMS service which provide IP telephony. Okay, which provide IP telephony or voice service over IP network. There could be multiple access types for IMS network such as Wi-Fi or fixed board. Okay, in this diagram, you can differentiate 4G architecture and VoLTE architecture. You can see in the right hand and IMS IP multimedia system. There are two components, SIP server and media gateway server. Okay, from here onwards I will start breaking down IMS cloud in various bits and pieces to make it more clear to understand. IMS core consists of broadly two types of network elements. First is SIP infrastructure and another one is media gateway. These are tightly coupled under IMS core network. Both these are tightly coupled under IMS core network. Okay, functions of SIP server is users are going to register with SIP server, which is part of control plane and signaling. Okay, this SIP server will set up media part or payload of voice call with media gateway. As you can see here, which is connected to PSTN. Okay, which is connected to PSTN. SIP server is anchoring point for session setup, session teardown, and session control and CDR generation. And here role of media gateway is media gateway responsible for carrying actual voice traffic. Media gateway is responsible for carrying actual voice traffic and handling it over to other network. Okay, these media gateways handles interworking of voice traffic between between IMS and PSTN. Okay, any call coming from traditional 2G or 3G network or fixed line network is using the media gateway as entry point to the IMS network. Media gateway is interconnected point to circuit switch network and other IMS network. Okay, it also handles transcoding of the media plane. Okay, this media gateway is also responsible for the transcoding and interconnect to the other IMS network. And now role of IP CAN. What is IP CAN? To understand in easy way, I used only one box for depicting. This is LTE network consisting of here I used only one box for LTE network, which consists of MME, SGW and PGW. As I discussed before, there can be multiple access network for providing IMS services. Okay, such as Wi-Fi, fixed broadband, DSL and LTE networks. Okay, as long as user handset supports SIP device and has IP connectivity to reach IMS network, we can offer IMS service to user. IP CAN means IP connectivity access network. Okay, this is equivalent to bearer to IP connectivity established from user towards IMS to service network. Okay, now in this diagram you can see different parts. Here is proxy CSCF, and then ICSCF. Proxy CF is also called PCSCF. This is ICSCF and much more. Okay, now I am going to discuss most critical element of IMSI core network. We call this as CSCF. Okay, means CSCF stands for call session control function and acts as heart of the IMS system. The CSCF performs all the signaling operations, manages SIP sessions and coordinates with other network entities for session control, service control and resource allocations. Okay, it consists of three different entities like proxy CSCF, that is used in this diagram. And interrogating CSEF, here you can see this is interrogating CSEF and the serving CSEF. Okay, that is here serving CSEF. Okay, SIP proxy address. Task of PCSEF is also known as proxy CSEF or proxy call session control function or proxy call session control function. This SIP proxy is sitting in front of SIP server. Here you can see this proxy is sitting in front of SIP server always. Okay, SIP proxy is first point of entry point to IMS network, is used for various purposes like proxy SIP server is typically located in visitor PLMN network. Proxy SIP server is typically located in visitor PLM network. This SIP proxy has several important functions such as validate the correctness of SIP messages, ensures the security, and authenticates and asserts the identity of the UE. Okay, it find out home SIP server and routes traffic to same. Now I am adding up two things here. One is interrogator and another is home server ICSEF or interrogator CSEF. Okay, performs below critical functions like SIP proxy forward requests to integrator, which in turns find out where SIP server to select. User may be served by various SIP servers while only one SIP servers serve customer. Okay, which SIP proxy is usually located in roaming or visited network. Interrogator sits in home network. The main task of integrator is select correct SIP server or register which is going to server user. And all this communication between proxy, integrator and SIP server is SIP to SIP to SIP. Okay, and ICSEF queries the HSS, ICSEF queries the HSS using the diameter CX interface to retrieve the user location and then routes the SIP request to its assigned SCSCF during other procedures, during registration, during empty call routing. Okay, and the HSS is the database of all subscriber. This HSS is the database of all the subscribers and service data. HSS contains the subscription related information, that is user profile, used by the control layers. Okay, HSS is the master user database that is used for registration and authentication in both LTE network and IMS network. This allows the user to access the packet and circuit domains of the network initially via IMS I authentication. And HSS communication is via diameter protocol. For super easy understanding, HSS is used as profile or database of user where all information is saved. Okay, this HSS home subscriber server will decide whether you are allowed to use VoLTE or not. Okay, whether you are allowed to latch on LTE network or not. Till now we discussed about IMS core, which is great for handling SIP, but this requires app servers to provide various supplementary services. For example, voice calls in mobile network requires telephony app server, and we need similar app servers for other multimedia service such as video, gaming and other etc. Okay, application serves, host and execute services, and interface with SCSCF using SIP. Okay, and interface with SCSCF using SIP. This allows third party providers and easy integration and deployment of their values added service to the IMS infrastructure. Okay, IMS was never intended to be limited for voice service. Rather, it was designed for multimedia services, and voice is only part of same. Okay, IMS is not a service but service facilitator network, and it enables user to access various applications such as telephony service. This is TAS, telephony service. App server handles telephony part, while SIP server is still controlling sessions such as initiation, maintain and tear down of sessions. Okay, it facilitates telephony brain to app server. TAS, that is telephony app server, is telephony app server used for telephony service such as call waiting, call hold, call pickup, call forwarding, call transfer, call blocking services, malicious caller identification, lawful interceptions, announcements, digital collection, conference calls services. Okay, we can various other application servers such as a video application server, conference bridge service, etc. Applications app servers are not considered part of core IMS service. Okay, now we are going to watch the complete VoLTE architectural view. Here this is divided in three parts. This is the transport layer. Transport, this path is a transport layer path. This is application service layer, and this is the session and control part. Okay, the IMS architecture gives service providers the opportunity to deliver new and better service, which reduce operating cost across wireless, wireline and broadband network. IMS is defined by the third generation, that is 3GPP. IMS unifies applications enabled by the session initiation protocol to connect traditional telephony services and non-telephony service such as instant messaging, voice, video streaming and multimedia messaging. The IMS architecture involves a clear separation of three layers, that is transport and endpoint, application service and session and control, which you can see in this diagram. Okay, this is the first part of VoLTE architectural. In next video we will know the complete VoLTE architecture functioning. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.